because every star has a story to tell. So Ji-sub, a life of silence, discipline, and inner fire. The man who never needed noise. In an industry built on noise, So Ji-sub chose silence. In a world that rewards those who speak the loudest, he became famous by saying very little. No scandals, no excessive interviews, no need to explain himself. For more than 25 years, So Ji-sub has remained one of the most respected and most unusual figures in Korean entertainment. Not because of controversy, not because of constant visibility, but because of something far rarer: consistency, discipline, and a quiet inner fire. This is not the story of a man who chased fame. This is the story of a man who built himself. Slowly, painfully, and with absolute control. Birth and childhood. A quiet boy with heavy eyes. So Ji-sub was born on the 4th of November 1977 in South Korea. He grew up in a normal family, far from any artistic or celebrity background. As a child, he was not cheerful, not expressive, not outgoing. Teachers and classmates often described him as quiet, withdrawn, and serious beyond his age. His body was thin, his presence was small, his voice was rarely heard. There were times when this silence made him an easy target for teasing and bullying. Instead of fighting back with words, he learned something else: endurance. And that endurance would later become the foundation of his entire life. Youth and sport. Swimming was his first language. Before acting, before modeling, before cameras, there was swimming. So, Ji-sub trained seriously as a swimmer and competed at the national level during his youth. Swimming is a lonely sport. No teammates to talk to. No audience to encourage you. Only water, breath, pain, and repetition. Day after day. Year after year. This period shaped his personality more than anything else. Discipline. Self-control. The ability to endure long silence and long effort without immediate reward. Even today, when he speaks about his youth, he often says that swimming taught him how to survive alone. Entering entertainment. A model who did not belong there. In 1995, So Ji-sub entered the Korean entertainment industry as a model after winning a clothing brand competition. With his tall frame and serious, distant-looking face, he quickly began appearing in commercials and fashion shoots. Visually, he looked like someone made for the camera. But personally, he never felt that he truly belonged in that world. Bright lights, constant attention, and endless social interaction did not match his reserved and introverted nature. He was uncomfortable in interviews, uneasy in crowds, and far more at home in silence than in conversation. In 1996, he began to appear in television dramas in very small roles, marking the beginning of his acting career. At that stage, he had no formal acting training, no clear technique, and very little confidence in front of the camera. Some of his earliest works in the late 1990 seconds, including the drama Model in 1997, did not make him a star, but they slowly introduced his face to the public. He was not ready. But the industry does not wait for readiness. And through these small, almost invisible roles, So Ji-sub began to learn acting in the hardest possible way. By standing in front of the camera and enduring his own limitations. Early acting years. Years of being invisible. The first years of his acting career were not easy. For a long time, So Ji-sub was labeled as stiff, expressionless, and emotionally limited. He was not praised. He was not celebrated. he was not even noticed. Many people in the industry quietly assumed that he would disappear sooner or later. But he did not leave. He stayed. He watched others. He practiced. He failed. And he continued. This period lasted for several years. Years of being present, but not seen. Years of working, but not being recognized. Breakthrough. I'm Sorry, I Love You, and the Birth of a Legend. Everything changed in 2004. That year, So Ji-sub starred in the drama I'm Sorry, I Love You. The role was dark, broken, silent, deeply wounded. For the first time, his natural quietness was not a weakness. It was the character. The drama became a massive success. And overnight, the industry saw him differently. Not as a model who tries to act, but as an actor who carries pain without words. That single role turned him into a symbol of tragic masculinity across Asia. Military service. The return of silence. At the peak of rising fame, So Ji-sub did not try to hold on to attention. He enlisted for his mandatory military service. No delay, no special arrangements, no noise. From 2005 to 2007, he disappeared from the public eye. When he returned, he did not rush back into the spotlight. He returned slowly, carefully, as if protecting something fragile inside himself. A different kind of star, from pretty face to dangerous depth. After the military, his career took a new direction. Projects like Cain and Abel, A Company Man, Phantom, The Master's Son, Oh My Venus, and later Be With You showed a clear transformation. No longer just a silent romantic hero. Now he played men with darkness, men with complexity, men with hidden violence and hidden tenderness. Over time, So Ji-sub became known not for beauty, but for weight, for presence, for something that feels dangerous and gentle at the same time. Personal life and romantic relationships. Throughout his entire career, So Ji-sub has been known as one of the most private figures in the Korean entertainment industry. Unlike many celebrities, he rarely speaks about his personal life and almost never uses relationships as a way to attract attention. However, there were two relationships that were officially known to the public and left a clear mark on his public image. Kim Hyun Joo, the first publicly acknowledged love. Around 2000 to 2001, So Ji-sub met actress Kim Hyun Joo during the filming of the television drama Glass Slippers. At that time, both were young, rising stars, and their chemistry on screen quickly drew attention. Not long after, their relationship was officially confirmed to the public, making it one of the rare, openly acknowledged celebrity couples of that era. The news attracted enormous interest from fans and the media. Many viewers strongly supported the relationship, and for a long time, this couple was remembered as one of the most visually and emotionally compatible pairs in early 2000s Korean television. However, due to busy schedules and the pressures of rapidly growing careers, the relationship eventually came to an end around 2001. Although it did not last long, this romance left a lasting impression on the public image of So Ji-sub. For many fans, it remains one of the most memorable chapters of his early life as a star. Jo Eun Jung, A Quiet Love That Became a Family. For many years after that, So Ji-sub's private life returned to complete silence. Then, in 2018, a new chapter quietly began. He met Jo Eun Jung, a television announcer and reporter, when she interviewed him during the promotion of one of his projects. Their first meeting did not create headlines. There were no rumors, no media noise. The two began dating quietly and kept the relationship almost entirely away from the public eye. Jo Eun Jung is 17 years younger than him, but despite the age difference, their relationship developed steadily and seriously. In 2020, So Ji-sub officially announced his marriage. Just like his personality, the wedding was simple, calm, and private. No grand ceremony, no public spectacle, only a brief confirmation to the media. Since getting married, the couple has continued to live an extremely low-profile life. They rarely appear together in public and almost never speak about their private matters in interviews. Regarding children, So Ji-sub has never publicly announced any specific plans. Both seem to prefer letting life unfold naturally, without pressure or deadlines, focusing first on building a stable and quiet family life. Up to the present day, their marriage is known as one of the most private and least exposed relationships among Korean top actors, perfectly reflecting the life philosophy that So Ji-sub has always followed. The man behind the camera. Poetry, rap, and solitude. Outside acting, his personality remained unchanged. He writes poetry, he releases hip-hop albums, he reads, he lives quietly, he avoids social gatherings, he avoids unnecessary conversations. For him, solitude is not loneliness. It is a form of rest, a form of order, a way to protect inner balance. Wealth and lifestyle. A man who owns much, but shows little. After more than 2 decades at the top level of the industry, his financial position is extremely strong. He owns valuable real estate. His total assets are estimated to be very high. But nothing about his daily life looks extravagant. No loud luxury. No unnecessary display. Money, for him, is security, not identity. What he represents. The last silent star. So Ji-sub represents a type of man that is becoming rare. A man who does not explain himself. A man who does not advertise his emotions. A man who builds his life quietly and takes responsibility for every step. In a noisy industry, he chose silence. In a fast world, he chose endurance. A life that proves silence can last. So Ji-sub does not need to prove anything anymore. His life already did. It proves that silence can be strength, that discipline can be charisma, that a man does not need noise to leave a mark. In a world that forgets quickly, he remains. Not because he demands attention, but because his presence has weight. And weight, unlike noise, does not disappear easily.